What is going on, everybody? We're back on it. Anime After Dark podcast, episode 3 or 4. I actually do not remember. I want to say it is episode 3, might be 4. Don't hold me to it, but I'm a week behind, but we're finally getting to it. You guys should be seeing this on Saturday. Patreon members, you guys will see this on Friday, and then I think YouTube, you guys should be seeing another Ramona Reacts video on Friday. But I posted this community post questions. It'll be a Ask Me Anything anime edition. So you guys had about 2 weeks to just kind of come up with whatever questions you want. We've got 20 or so here, and then maybe they'll lead to kind of longer discussions, longer questions. We'll just kind of go through all of them and see how it goes. I've skimmed through them, but I haven't given them much thought. I was just trying to make sure that they were actual like questions. Some things I had to like delete and get rid of, but I think we're good to go. So we'll start from the top. We'll include everybody's usernames. I know I have a good chunk of international subscribers and viewers, so if I mispronounce your name, I am truly sorry about that. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing to recap or delay here. If you guys have any suggestions of what you'd want the next anime podcast, Anime After Dark podcast to be, you guys can let me know. I want to try to start reaching out to maybe some other channels and get somebody on. So I don't want to spam comment sections with a bunch of people's YouTube links, but if you guys have people that you're subscribed to that you think might be interested in something like this, they could have 100,000 more subscribers than me. They could have 10 subscribers total, whatever it might be. Send me their channels on Twitter. Patreon members, send me them in Discord. Send me them Instagram. I mean, wherever you want to contact me, just get at me from there, and I'll try to reach out to them and try to get something back and forth going. Because that's the ultimate goal with this podcasting, is just to be huge. Maybe start doing like weekly and interview some of the bigger YouTube channels. But we'll get to that. So let's just go ahead and start. Question number 1. I'm going to apologize right now with the pronunciation. Faris Sayed, Fairs. Question, out of all the animes that I've watched, where would I put, I guess, rank Hunter x Hunter? And do you think it deserves its reputation? Just curious, it's one of my favorites, and keep up the reactions. From the UK. Okay, perfect. So we have, I think, 3 questions in here? Where would I rank it? Do I think it deserves its reputation? So those 2 questions right there. Where would I rank it? I'm trying to figure out how to rank it, because I'm just going to base it on completed stories. I'm not going to rank it side by side with Vinland Saga, or side by side with Full Metal, or My Hero, or things that like aren't even past to season 1. Because it's hard to compete with a story that hasn't been told in other animes. And I'm going to try to, when I'm ranking it here, I'm going to try to cut it off as to where the anime ended, because I'm neck deep in the manga right now. So for me to include that, does it like skew the rankings? But I'm just going to go with stories that I have completed in anime, which include Dragon Ball, Naruto, Tokyo Ghoul, Code Geass, Hunter x Hunter. Currently, My Hero still stories ongoing, Attack on Titan's ongoing. I'm currently watching Full Metal, Vinland Saga Demon. So pretty much how would I rank it with Dragon Ball, Naruto, Hunter x Hunter, Tokyo Ghoul, and Geass? Ah, that's a tough one, because it's so hard to like, because I don't know where I put Dragon, but it's so hard to put Dragon Ball somewhere, because you're not ranking Dragon Ball for story. It's had its moments story-wise, but you don't watch or read Dragon Ball for like the cliffhanger, hard right turn storylines. OMG, I can't believe so and so died or did this, or he or she was behind it. Like, you're not getting that. You're just there for the flashy, epileptic strokes of light shows. But it's hard to not rank something when it's your first. Oh, and One Punch Man as well. I gotta put that on my list. I probably would go. Probably Naruto first. And like I'm not even like I'm a Naruto fan, but Naruto just had so many nostalgic moments, and maybe it's just nostalgic. Because if you want to sit down here and we can sit here for days and break down the like, well, what are the bad parts about Hunter x Hunter? What are the bad parts about Dragon Ball? What are the bad parts about Naruto? And like just putting all that aside, I would say I enjoy a captivating story like an Attack on Titan, but I also enjoy action. I don't need to be an action whore like Dragon Ball, um, but I would like action, and I don't need story to be as deep as uh, Attack on Titan, but I would like some substance as far as my rankings go. Now, I felt like Naruto captured both of those for me with story and with action. I don't want to spoil anybody, but if you haven't finished Naruto, I'm going to talk about some things real quick. So you got about 2 seconds if you want to mute. But with the whole, Itachi storyline, Obito, Madara behind all that, um, the buildup of the Akatsuki and getting introduced to every single member and just all that kind of stuff and just the lore of like ninjas and like people like Hashirama and other people that they would talk about, and then for the story to come around and then introduce those characters is great because there's a lot of anime out there that talk about like characters from way back when or the foundation or the first person to do this, this, and this, and they're just mentioned, but then to go back and actually see them and see their abilities and see them in action, and I felt like Naruto, despite all its flaws, the friendship of power, talking everybody down, talking no jutsu, fillers up the ass, it has its flaws. Agreed. I don't think it's perfect at all. But the fights, though, there's so many fights that I could just sit and rattle off. Like every single Akatsuki fight I can watch, any like thing between Madara and Hashirama I can watch, a lot of the Tailed Beast thing. There's just a lot of action, and I felt like the story kept a decent pace. So I don't have it above Naruto. I either have it second or third. It's basically, do I have it above Dragon Ball or do I don't? Watching what I'm doing with Ramona, I'm actually enjoying getting to watch it back through. Especially in the English too, because I'm getting like full clean explanations. And like I said, if I'm going off of my criteria in action and story, I probably would put story as a whole, I'd put Hunter x Hunter probably second, and then Dragon Ball Z third, probably in that order. But if I'm going off of probably like the best seasons, the best kind of snippets and cuts, give me Tokyo Ghoul seasons 1 and 2 anime over anything. Anything. And then right behind that, probably give me Attack on Titan. Because now I'm gonna lump everything. Everything I've ever watched, I'm gonna lump it in. Give me Tokyo Ghoul seasons 1 and 2 is just the best thing I've ever watched anime wise. And I can be, critical of it. Season 3 and people, and again, so like I'm not a manga person. So if you're a manga reader, Tokyo Ghoul, and you're like, oh, well, season 2 didn't follow, X, Y, and Z, and they left this out, and this was rushed, like, but like, I'm oblivious to that. So what I'm getting is what I'm seeing. So what happened in the manga, like, it doesn't affect, like, oh, I can't believe they left that out or they put that in. The first 2 seasons of Tokyo Ghoul were just, again, like I said, my favorite of anything I've watched. Then behind that, I would probably put Attack on Titan, the second and third season, right behind that. I'd put Naruto right behind that, and then Hunter x Hunter, and then probably Dragon Ball. And it just depends. It depends what you're into. If you want flashy lights and people just raging their asses off, Dragon Ball's probably going to be your favorite. And it's, I feel like just like you can't include Dragon Ball because you know what you're getting. And if you've seen other things, Dragon Ball's story isn't, what it doesn't hold weight to other things, but you can't say you don't get hype for Dragon Ball, you know? So I probably would go Naruto, then Hunter x Hunter, then Dragon Ball in that order. As far as those three unfinished stories. But if we want to include like just everything, I'm not gonna put in Vinland Saga because I've seen 10 episodes. Demon Slayer again, it's hard to include, but it would probably be in my top three, if not in my top five. And do I think it deserves its reputation? That's a hard question because and it was good. I was just expected to be blown out of the fucking water with Hunter x Hunter. The way it was getting built up, like from you guys, and I'm not blaming you guys. I see this everywhere. I I watch people on Twitch, play random video games. And, people that play, I'm not even going to say like, oh, everybody that plays video games watches anime or vice versa, but a good amount of people on Twitch, and when I'm in chats, anime conversations will get brought up. And the first thing they say is, oh, Hunter x Hunter's a masterpiece. It's the best thing. It's the best anime out there. Nothing compares, so I see that over there. I see it on Twitter. People I follow, I follow other people that enjoy anime. You guys tweet me things, and any discussions that come up, people say, Hunter x Hunter, it's amazing. It's the best storyline of any anime ever, the emotions and all that stuff, and then I got it from you guys. And when you see that, it's hard for something to live up to those expectations. And that's with anything in life. Somebody could tell you, oh, wait till you meet my friend, or wait till you meet my wife, or my husband, or, my parents. They're amazing. They're great. Or wait till you see this movie, or wait till you read this book, or wait till you try this food. It's the best pizza I've ever had. This is the best burger I've ever had. And they're talking it up, and other people are like, oh, that place? Yeah, you got to try that place. It's the best thing I've ever had. So you're going in thinking, wow, this is going to be the best thing I ever had. And then sometimes things are just good. And sometimes things might have been better if you had tried them without any outside influence. So I think Hunter x Hunter is good. And I would even say it's great. But for me, I think the story, was great and it's good. The story for Hunter x Hunter, I won't say not even the story. I won't even say the story is what kind of made it. I would say I don't even know what the word is I'm looking for. The emotions that the characters give, it makes you think about things. That's why I've always said everything I've watched between Attack on Titan and Hunter x Hunter, it's generated the best discussion because the episodes and the characters and the emotions leave you with things to discuss. There was nothing about the Hunter x Hunter story that's like twists and turns and like all this kind of stuff. The story was like laid out there. We had Gon. We knew what he wanted to do. We knew he wanted to meet his father, and along the way, we saw some kind of, like, whoa, that could be a problem down the line, and we saw it kind of manifest, and it happened. And, we got introduced to the Phantom Troop, but we knew that was going to happen. They were brought up in episode 1 or whenever we met Kurapika. And we saw Miriam, but we saw him, contemplating with, like, well, what does this mean? Like ants, humans, connection, who's this person? Like, everything about the story was like put there in front of us. You didn't have to sit there and wait like an Attack on Titan, or kind of like what I'm seeing like right now with Full Metal. Do you guys? I hope I'm explaining that differently. I felt, and because I'm not trying to say the Hunter x Hunter story was bad, but as far as storytelling goes, it didn't leave you thinking. It didn't leave you on like a story cliffhanger or oh my god, like. There's Titans out there. What is on the other side of that wall? Are there Titan camps out there? Are they just spawning just to spawn? Do they fall down from the sky? Like, what's happening over there? Like, I'm in the middle of Full Metal right now. I think I'm on episode like 32, 33 on Patreon, and I'm like, who the hell is Hohenheim? And like, is that his brother? Are they the same person? Are they gods? Like, what are they with what I've seen the father figure do? Like you're wondering, but like with Hunter x Hunter, you're like, they show you what's going to happen. They hint at what's going to happen, and then you kind of see it happen, and you're wondering how the characters are going to respond. So with Gon, you saw like, I wonder, like, is he really going to do that? Is he going to make that? Is he going to cast everything aside for like those decisions? And the same thing with Miriam. He's showing affection for this girl. Would he be willing to sacrifice everything for her? Would that be end up being the most precious thing to him? When we got introduced to him and he was just chopping people's heads off, is that going to be him, or will he, debate, like you saw that coming up front. So do I think it deserves its reputation? I think it deserves its reputation as a great anime. Do I think it deserves its reputation as the what I've seen people freak out? I'm going to say no, but I don't want you guys to think that that also means I didn't enjoy it, because I'm really enjoying the manga right now. And I pray that at least in my lifetime, I'm in my 20s right now. I don't know how you guys are. If you're younger, you know, you got better luck than me. I hope that we see some of this stuff in the manga adapted to anime, you know, moving images. But, you know, who knows? Question number 2, Polarizer. Who is my favorite? Oh yeah, and I appreciate it. Fair Saeed. Correct me on how to pronounce that. You won't offend me. Please let me know. Polarizer. Who is your favorite and least favorite villain / antagonist from every anime I've ever watched? Okay, so I've got a list here. Dragon Ball. Who is my favorite? My favorite antagonist and villain, and my least favorite. My least favorite, probably is Zamasu, but just because he just pissed me off. It wasn't anything about like I didn't like the way his character was written. I just, for some reason, I just hated, I just hated his ass. Like thinking he was just gonna go behind the gods and like backstab them. I love, probably my favorite has got to be probably Cell. So I would say Zamasu is my least favorite just because he's annoying. Cell's my favorite, just the whole Cell saga, and maybe because people say Cell saga is the best of. People say Cell saga is, you know, one of the better, if not one of the best anime arcs ever. And then just the whole, you know, him being perfect and just the way he would talk. You know, you've seen it. But yeah, Dragon Ball. Naruto, my least favorite and my favorite. My favorite villain was Madara for sure. Madara and Obito, honestly. And my least favorite is fucking Kaguya. Like that's not even a. We don't even have to debate there. Hunter x Hunter. Least favorite, fucking the bomber in the Greed Island. You know, they really didn't have to do shit. That wasn't really about shit. And my favorite, I mean, it's the Phantom Troop, Crollo, however you want to kind of rank that. Tokyo Ghoul. It's weird about Tokyo Ghoul because I don't want to spoil anything, but like everybody was actually ended up working for the same goal in the end. So I hated personally the final boss who like I thought died 20,000 times and never did. I forget his name honestly. And my favorite was probably Eto, 100%. Yeah, 100% for sure. Gios, my favorite was probably Cornelia. Yeah. And then my least favorite was the oh God, what was the little brother's name? Whatever the king's brother's little I hated his ass. I really did. My Hero Academia, my favorite villain so far has been Overhaul. My least favorite has been Shigaraki. Yeah, I'm something about me and Shigaraki just have a disconnect. I feel like the reason I don't like Shigaraki is the same reason I don't feel like attachment to Deku, because like we already know the story's going to be about those two, so just eliminate all the bullshit in between and just have them go against each other. I mean, I know we're going to wait till like Deku finally emerges to be that guy and Shigaraki finally emerges to be that villain, but like Deku out here given the best ability of all abilities, Shigaraki handed the keys to the villain castle. Everything in between, it's like I can't take other villains seriously because I know they're not the final end boss. So it's kind of like, I don't know, maybe that's why I don't like Shigaraki. Attack on Titan, I guess there's not, it's hard, well, I guess it shouldn't be hard because I was able to do it with My Hero. It's hard to tell like who's really bad. I mean, I hate everybody that's on the other side, and I love everything about the Beast Titan. Aaron's. I don't want to. I don't know who's read who, so I'm not going to try to spoil anything. Vinland Saga again. I'm 11 episodes in. I can't really go off of that. Demon Slayer, probably of the ones we saw, my least favorite, I guess, Demon would be probably the first one we saw with the screeching teeth. I just didn't do anything for me. And then Rui was definitely been my favorite so far. And then One Punch Man, it's again, One Punch Man is just One Punch Man. On to the next question. Fars. Are you planning to continue manga reactions? If you're meaning Hunter x Hunter, yes, I'm currently still doing them, and I'm going to finish the story. I've had some people tell me I should just get to a certain part and stop there, because if I get to the end, I'm going to be wanting more, and I'm going to be like everybody else that's been sitting for 3 years waiting for something to happen that might not happen. And I've given that some thought too, like, and I thought about that when I started. I'm like, would I have rather just ended it at 148 and not have gone on from there? So like, it's like the same thing. I'm oblivious to what I don't know, so I mean, but that's with life. Would you rather be content with what you have, or if I gave you $5 and I said, but here's a mystery box, there could be anything in there. It could be $5, could be nothing. Would you just be content with what you had, or would you want to take what's in the box? And with the manga, it's like, do I want to read the whole thing through and get to the end and then just be like, well, shit, I should have just stopped there. But I'm going to continue with the Hunter x Hunter for sure. Am I going to do other mangas? I don't know. I guess I've made Hunter x Hunter an exception, and I'm enjoying it. Like I've told you guys, I'm definitely enjoying it. But something about seeing things animated is just so much better. So am I going to continue with other anime or other stories? That I have not decided on, but am I going to continue with Hunter x Hunter? Yes. Slobber213, favorite Attack on Titan character and favorite Attack on Titan moment. Oh, favorite Attack on Titan character. That's a good question. I mean, it's hard not to like Levi for sure, but I've had my ups and downs with Levi. Aaron's always great. I just really enjoyed the Beast Titan a lot, getting introduced to him in the last season. I would say probably my favorite moment of Attack on Titan. I mean, granted, when we found out that, Ryan, again, damn, I don't know who's watched. I don't want to be that person that spoils things, but if you clicked on this video, there's going to be multiple animes discussed. So we're going to talk about Attack on Titan. If you don't want any spoilers, please feel free to plug the ears. Seeing Bertholdt and Reiner, be the Colossal and the Armor Titan. See, I still remember that episode when, like, we were just sitting, when they, we started to get backstory. They showed the image of that map of the island they were on. And then they fucking, just like, we just, like, dove in head first. They pulled the map back and showed us, the sea in between and the continent. And that was just, like, what the hell? And then finding out about the coordinate, seeing the Beast Titan talk and command Titans at will. I remember the first episode when Colossal Titan just crashes down and he's peeking over the wall, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Seeing Levi struggle with making the decision between Armin and Erwin, flashing back, us finally getting down to that basement, finding out about Aaron's dad and everything he did about with the coordinate. There's just so many moments, but probably some of the top moments for sure was definitely seeing the map kind of expand, and getting to see anything with, like, the coordinate. There's just a lot of information based, and, like, when you get information, it's so satisfying. So a lot of the Attack on Titan moments were, just story and information reveal. But of course, them fighting, I would say, also another great moment was thinking Eren died in the very beginning, and then you're seeing this Titan run around like fuck shit up, and you don't know at the time. Like I honestly didn't know at the time like that was Eren or even had a chance of being Eren. Yeah, all that's been great for sure. Attack on Titan has a lot of moments. Probably once I found out that they were isolated out there on the island, that was probably one of my top moments. My favorite characters definitely Levi, the Beast Titan. I really enjoyed Annie, but you know she's a popsicle, and we'll probably never get to see her. But yeah, Attack on Titan's great, and I could sit here and go on for a while. Connor Bowman, or Bauman, I'm going to say Bowman. Not anime related, but why change Nen After Dark podcast to Anime After Dark podcast? I guess because I didn't want people thinking it was only going to be like Hunter x Hunter focused. I mean, we could always change it back. It's not like I'm 100 episodes in or it's like some big brand name. I do think Nen After Dark does sound better, like it kind of rolls better, but I didn't want people to like if they came across a video or anything, then they're like, oh, Nen After Dark, but it's talking about Naruto, but doesn't Nen have to do with Hunter x Hunter? Like, why should I even, I didn't want any kind of like hang up or confusion, but maybe I'll have to take a vote. We could change it back if we need to. And then Slobbertooth13, favorite protagonist and antagonist. I'm guessing in anything. Oh, that's a tough one. Tough one. There's a lot of options here. Oh man. It's gonna be hard for me to just like pick one out of 10 plus anime, but let me try to go through here and just pick one from every single Dragon Ball. My favorite protagonist is Vegeta. I mean, if you hate him, you hate him. Goku always gets the last shine anyway, but definitely Vegeta, and like I said, Cell. Naruto, my favorite. I should have probably switched this, but like Nagato was definitely. But Nagato was on one side, on a different side, on one side, on another side. Same with Itachi. He's on one side, he's on another side, one side on another side. I was definitely a big Neji fan, definitely a big Rock Lee fan, but it's hard to be fans of characters that like disappear for hundreds of episodes. And then my protagonist, I feel like Madara and Obito kind of have to be hand in hand. Again, Hunter x Hunter. Killua, I mean, I don't know why that's up for debate or ever would be up for debate. Killua definitely my favorite, and like I said, Chrollo. And if I'm probably doing all of it, Ken Kaneki for sure. I mean, Tokyo Ghoul and Eto, like I said. Gios, Cornelia was definitely my favorite antagonist. I really enjoyed Rolo there for a bit, even though he was on one side and then flipped back. But I really enjoyed Rolo. And Lelouch was great as well. My Hero Academia, it's definitely Endeavor. No, it's not Endeavor. Endeavor's my second, but Mirio. And if that man ever gets his quirk back, y'all better watch out. I guess this is a discussion for another day, but I know Aizawa said when we got introduced to the big three, like originally, that even though he's in school, you guys can correct me if I'm quoting this wrong, but when we got introduced to what was that on season 4? I mean, the end of season 3, I think. When we got introduced to Mirio, what did Aizawa say that even right now he rivals or could be considered the number one hero? Speaking about Mirio, if I have that incorrect, let me know. Did he mean the number one hero at the entire school? Did he mean number one hero, like all the rank? Like we just got introduced to Hawks and all the other heroes that they just ranked. Was Aizawa saying number one even ahead of guys like that? If I have that confused, mix me up. I'm pretty sure he said could be considered the number one hero. But over Mirio is definitely my favorite. If he ever gets his quirk back, watch out. I would hope he does, because I feel like they've been hinting at it a lot in the anime. I feel like the very first time in the hospital, they're like, well, if she's ever able to control it, I could get my quirk back. And then a couple episodes later, like, I've been working with Eri. You never know. She might be able to give me my quirk back. And then it's always like, I'll get my quirk back. And I'm like, he's going to get his quirk back. Not, we'll kind of see. It goes Mirio, then Endeavor, in that order. Attack on Titan. It's kind of hard not to just like Eren as well. Mikasa is always great. Full Metal. It's gonna be hard for me to like, I guess, really play around with Full Metal. I'm an Ed and Al fan. Probably be more of a fan of Al. We'll kind of see how it plays out. And with the villains, I mean, it's kind of hard. I guess the father figure as of now, but Fear Bradley's pretty reckless and savage himself. Vinland Saga, again, I haven't really seen much. Demon Slayer. I want to like Zenitsu, but they really make it hard. They really, really do. Because as much as I really enjoy what his character does on the battlefield, I honestly can't stand some of the just the outpour and the constant, crying and stuff. Carlos Alvarez. I know you haven't watched One Piece, so I'd be interested in knowing what is your opinion of it from an outsider's point of view. Cool video would be you reacting to iPatchWolf's video, The Appeal of One Piece, Where to Start. I've wanted to watch One Piece, but I have a feeling even if you're not a reactor, for you guys out there that have never seen One Piece or read One Piece, I mean, I don't know if we're of the same opinion, but like to see 900 to 1,000 episodes, it's like, how do you even if I banged out one episode a day, it's going to take me 3 years to crank this shit out. And then imagine having to sit down and record it, because I'm sure people would want to see it. It's just like, it's too daunting of a task to even think about like approaching. And of course, I mean, I could really crank it out, especially in quarantine times like this. I mean, I could sit here and crank out 5 episodes a day. I don't know what and even still, if I cranked out 5 episodes a day, I'm still gonna finish it in damn it's just gonna take forever. It's honestly gonna take forever. But my opinion of it, all I honestly know about it is pirates. That's really all I know. And I stay away from a lot of like spoiler things. So all I know is it has a shitload of episodes, nearing 1,000, and that the story is still ongoing, which makes it even more intimidating. But I mean, people have it up there as their favorite. They have it up there. I know a lot of people have it up there as the original big 3 with Dragon Ball, Naruto, and One Piece. So it's got to be, even if you probably hate it, it's got to be some kind of decent to at least watch for it to kind of be in that kind of, discussion with the others. But as far as story goes, I really don't know anything other than pirates and that it's a really long story. I would like to start it, but I wouldn't even know. I mean, I know where to begin, but like how you even approach it and expect to finish it, and that's a lot. James Osborne, Hunter x Hunter or Naruto? I would go with Naruto, but if Hunter x Hunter had more, action, it'd probably be Hunter x Hunter. But for me, it's Naruto. Just the guy. Who is my favorite anime protagonist? Are we saying Madara? Are we really putting that out there? And do we want to go with protagonist that stayed protagonist to the very end? I mean, it's not like that happens a lot in anime. Madara is definitely up there for discussion, and a lot of what's going on in Attack on Titan. Honestly, I would have to say Madara, because you have that level of savageness with power and like his own power. So that probably would be my favorite for sure. Would you ever watch JoJo's? I would watch JoJo's. I think it was JoJo's. Oh, this is from Sasuke. I'm guessing that's supposed to be pronounced Sasuke, like sauce. Would I ever watch JoJo's? I can't remember if it was JoJo's or you guys told me it was a different one, but people told me if I wanted Hunter x Hunter quality story with fighting, with more action, then watch JoJo's. I can't remember if that's what you guys told me the anime was. I'm pretty sure. But I do have plans on watching that. It probably will be the next thing we watch. I don't know how many episodes are off the top of my head, but Demon Slayer is going to be done this upcoming week. Full Metal we're halfway through. Vinland Saga we're slowly chipping away at as well. So that'll probably be the next one we do. I'll have to go back and look at. I think it's between JoJo's and Avatar. So I'll probably have to wait around and see. But would I ever watch JoJo's? Yes. Do I plan to watch JoJo's? I do. JT, do you still live stream? New to your channel, and I've only been frequent it for the last few months after I found it. But I saw you have a Twitch and old videos on it, and not sure if you still stream any shows or even play games. I used to stream a decent amount, and I do, or I have done, like live anime watch parties where we watched some of the like highly anticipated Hunter x Hunter episodes. And I want to start bringing those back as well for different animes that I'm watching, like Full Metal, anything coming up with Attack on Titan and My Hero and Demon Slayer down the line. I want to do that again. I definitely watch it. I like doing those Twitch live parties. I don't really play that many games anymore just because, you know, time kind of escapes you as you get older. I could stream full time and, you know, do all that, but then it would take away from YouTube. So I try to make sure I find all the time in to get what I can do, because you got to find time to, you know, disconnect for a little bit. Like, I don't want to always be making YouTube videos, and then I don't want to have to do YouTube videos and then go sit down and like always sit on Twitch, and then still get stuff done. Sometimes you just want to play games, and you just want to play games. I feel like with Twitch, like, it's different with YouTube. YouTube, you focus up for 20-30 minutes, you hit stop record, and like you can just post it and done, and you got to go. With Twitch, I mean, you got to stay there and be active and active. I enjoy Twitch and I enjoy live streaming. The only games that I'm currently playing right now is League of Legends. I just started playing it during the 6-week, 7-week quarantine, because I got so tired of playing Battle Royale games. I've been playing Fortnite and Apex, rotating that for 2 years straight. And then Call of Duty Warzone came out, and then I started playing that. But Call of Duty Warzone takes 45 minutes a game just for you to finish like top 18. So that shit was draining me dry. So I was like, fluff it. Let's just play League of Legends. Absolutely love it. I absolutely love League of Legends. I've only ever played like shooters in fighting games, but the League of Legends is great. I still have a lot to learn. I don't even know all the characters' names and what they do, but it's definitely a fun time. If you guys are interested in seeing League of Legends, I could stream it. I would have to get an external USB extension, one of those USB plugs that has a block of USB outlets on it, because when I play League of Legends, I have a laptop. I have not a gaming laptop, but I bought a laptop this year, I think. Yeah, I think it was this year for like $1,200, $1,300. I mean, it's got everything in it anybody could possibly want for gaming, but more specifically for recording, rendering, 1080p, like all that stuff. Like, stuff just goes. On my old laptop, when I was making, if you were with me for Dragon Ball, and like Game of Thrones and the original stuff, my computer couldn't handle me running a recording program and running an episode and recording it at the same time. So it used to take me like 2 hours to get a reaction done, because I'd have to take 30 to 45 minutes of myself recording. Then I would have to pull up the episode and just leave my laptop to record it, and then walk away and let it record the 20-30 minute episode. Then come back, take that video recording, then take myself recording to the episode, then put that in the editing software. And because the computer couldn't keep up with the speed, the editing for a 20-30 minute video would take an hour or so. Now, my average like 30-minute videos that I put up, they render in 5 minutes. And I can live stream, pull up an HD football game at the same time, and play a game, and my laptop won't miss a beat. But since it is a laptop, when I play League, I plug in a external keyboard, I plug in a mouse, so I don't have a plug for the webcam. So we could stream without a cam, but I prefer to watch streams with cams. So if you guys are interested in League of Legends, I could. That's just something you'd have to let me know. Hey dude, you ever seen Berserk? It's got the darkest world of any anime I've yet to see. As incredible as I think of Attack on Titan. Death Note, Full Metal, etc. are both Berserker and Hunter x Hunter are the best I've seen. I characterize them as masterpieces. That's a bold statement. Not sure how you fare with older anime, but I'd love to see your reactions to the 97 series, although most of the fun is in the manga due to the anime only covering about a quarter of the story. Hard to really read the manga afterward, though. I've never seen Berserk, but I have been requested to watch it. And yeah, I would definitely watch it. And said, yes, I agree with this. Hunter x Hunter and Berserk are both my faves. I'd emphasize that Berserk 1997 is good because of the writing is top tier, not just because it's violent. Yeah, my anime preferences is definitely that like Tokyo Ghoul, Attack on Titan like gore level. And if you can put a story with that as well, you'll definitely shoot to my top rankings. So again, like with Berserk and JoJo's, I've never seen it, but it's definitely something I'd be interested in. I mean, he said it's got the darkest world out of any anime, and it is as incredible as Attack on Titan and Death Note. Well, I've never seen Death Note in Full Metal. But yeah, I would check it out. We're just going to put it on the list. I think the most I've gotten on the list last time was JoJo's and Avatar. But we'll probably make another list and shuffle it up and kind of go from there. Who would win, Goku or Saitama? I mean, they show this shit all the time. There's videos out there and rankings of Saitama beating Superman, and it's whatever. Regardless, I'm taking Goku. And we'll just leave it at that. The insatiable Mr. Dong. And then Seek On was the person that asked for the Berserk question. JT, ever seen Gurren Lagann? In any case, whether or not you have, I'd recommend Promised Neverland as an anime you should watch in the future if you haven't seen it already. I've never seen or even heard of Gurren Lagann. You guys would have to fill me in on kind of what, I mean, I'm guessing clearly it's an anime, but is it more kind of like Vinland Saga, more storytelling, or is it just your regular shonen? I've actually had a decent amount of people, like in my real life, recommend Promised Neverland. I've heard of it a couple times, but have zero idea what it's about. And that's pretty much all the information I've got about it. Again, that's one of those things, like if you guys want to see, we'll definitely crank out and stick with that. And then Wallaby. If Hunter x Hunter had more fights and less pointless exposition, do you think you'd like it as much as Attack on Titan? Also, do you think Hunter x Hunter generates more discussion than any other shonen? I would tell you right now, if Hunter x Hunter had less, if it had more fights and less pointless exposition, would I have it ranked up there above Attack on Titan and Naruto? I probably would. Just because another thing with Hunter x Hunter, and I'm not gonna sit here and debate it is or it isn't, but a lot and majority of people said that Hunter x Hunter has the best power system of any anime. That the Nen power system, you know, everybody falling in their categories and all that, is the best power system of every anime. And I just feel like when people say that, I want to then see it to then make my judgment on that. And I feel like as a Hunter x Hunter viewer, we weren't shown that, you know, we didn't get the chance to see, I didn't get the chance to make my own conclusion that Nen is the best power system. And I've seen tons of videos out there and Twitter posts and Reddit posts on people going through pages and pages and thesis stories on comparing, you know, Nen to Chakra and to Ki and to all these other power systems and why Hunter x Hunter trumps this and is better than this, this, and this, and Hunter x Hunter can, you know, accomplish this, this, and this with their power system. And there's no reason to ever think that like a Hunter x Hunter power system doesn't make sense and everything can be explained. And like, it sounds good when you write it out on paper, but I then want to see it. And if it had that, it would definitely be, Hunter x Hunter would be in probably my discussion for probably my favorite. But I felt like there was pointless exposition at points. And if it did have more fights, so those kind of two things kind of held it down for me. But yeah, I've been saying, and people have been telling me, you know, it'll be good to read the manga too, because I get some of those, I get some fights to kind of see that as well. But it's gonna be so hard for me to like see those fights when I saw them animated originally, and then to go back. I still have never seen a manga like fight and how it's kind of like paneled out. So I'll have to kind of see if it has. Like, you guys, when you're manga only readers, I guess it's kind of hard because you know what's coming in an anime. Like, do fights hit the same when you're reading them on panel to panel as when you see them? Because I feel like they wouldn't. And like when you're reading a story, like before an anime gets adapted, like when Attack on Titan was being written, or when My Hero was being written, and you saw like All Might going through fights and Deku going through fights, did you get like hype as shit seeing those panels? Like, wow, that was amazing. Um, are we talking like, when you see fights of like My Hero and other things trending on Twitter lately this past spring and stuff? Was it that hype train when you see that in a panel? Um, I don't know. I'll figure out for myself kind of as we go. But yeah, if Hunter x Hunter had more fights, it would definitely be higher in my rankings for sure. And also, do you think Hunter x Hunter generates more discussion than any other shonen? Even though Hunter x Hunter I feel lacks on fights and some of the exposition could be with or without, I will say though it definitely triggers discussions for sure. There's some animes. No, I don't even know how to word that. Animes only trigger deep discussions some of the time. Every hot anime is going to have discussions. When Demon Slayer has its fights, you're going to discuss episode like, oh man, you see Zenitsu, you see his transformation, you're going to talk about it. Or you saw Tanjiro versus Ryu, like, oh man, and in Nezuko, you see what she did, like, yeah, you're gonna talk about that, like, oh, it was great, it was amazing. But the conversation doesn't go like next level with that. I feel like the only animes that have really triggered that for me at times has been Tokyo Ghoul, and then especially Hunter x Hunter, and especially Attack on Titan. That you've got to you're thinking and theory crafting, and if you've ever watched like Game of Thrones, you're trying to churn, you're making theories in your head and expositions and trying to connect dots and what could this mean and all that kind of stuff. And I feel like Hunter x Hunter and Attack on Titan for sure generate those discussions. And Hunter x Hunter and Attack on Titan are different in the ones they do. I feel like Hunter x Hunter was more kind of, what is this person going to do / what would you think in this situation? Would you sacrifice this, and this? Or if you were presented with a beast or a monster, can they have humanity? Can they coexist? Should the government be doing these things and dropping nukes? And what makes monsters better than humans? And who is the monster and who is the human? That kind of conversation is generating. With Attack on Titan, I mean, you're just out there trying to hypothesize and theory craft, and with Attack on Titan, there's unknown. So you're trying to fill in the gaps of the unknown with the information that you're given. And I used to say this all the time when I was watching. I was like, Attack on Titan is one of the very few things I'd watch where you have 10 questions, and your 10 questions finally get answered, but the answers with those 10 questions just added 20 more questions that you had in speculation, and you can just go for days. But yeah, Hunter x Hunter is definitely up there as far as one of the ones that generates the most discussion. So even for me, when I say Hunter x Hunter wasn't my favorite, I enjoy the discussions and conversation that it churns and it brings out. The manga isn't there right now, mostly because we're world building and character building, so that's kind of the discussions that we're with. We don't have the Miriam and the Gon going back, and even though we just had Gon in the chapter that I just read. So I'll be interested to see if the Hunter x Hunter manga goes back to that. We'll kind of see how it plays out, but I think that's all the questions that we had. I don't know if I had any questions of myself that I wanted to kind of ask or bring up. I think this is the complete list I have here of all the animes I've seen: Dragon Ball, Naruto, Hunter x Hunter, Tokyo Ghoul, Code Geass, My Hero, Attack on Titan, Full Metal, Vinland Saga, Demon Slayer, One Punch Man. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but maybe I'm not. Demon Slayer Season 1 is going to finish up here next week, so then we'll be I don't know if I'm going to wait to finish Vinland Saga because I don't want to like. I think what I'm going to do is like rotate Demon Slayer out, but now we start churning out more Hunter x Hunter chapters and try to get that going and get that done as I finish Full Metal and Vinland Saga. And then when Full Metal and Vinland Saga fully get done, then we can bring in something different. So right now, once Demon Slayer ends next week, I'm looking at a schedule of 2 Vinland Saga episodes. I mean, not 2 Vinland Saga, 2 Full Metal a week. Vinland Saga, try to get 2 to 4 episodes with Ramona put out and manga chapters. That's where I'm kind of going to leave it, but I definitely enjoy this. And if you didn't see the post or didn't get a question in, or you want to ask more questions to things that I brought up, leave it in the comment sections. Even sometimes I might be a day or so late, but I definitely make an effort to answer everybody's comment in all of my videos. Sometimes I get more comments on other videos than in others, so I try to put it to a day and a time period that I can sit down and answer all of them at the same time. So if I don't respond to some of your comments until like 2 or 3 days later, just know that I'll get to it for sure. But if there's something that I discussed here that you then want to piggyback a question to off of that, feel free. And we'll go from there. I appreciate it, guys. Again, another Anime After Dark podcast episode is done. And I think maybe by the time this goes up, we're like 5 to 10 shy of 6,000 subscribers. So I'm hoping that we'll hit 6,000 this year, hopefully. Then maybe finish out the year, in the 6s, and hopefully one day we can get to 7 subscribers and then 10,000 subscribers. And if we ever get past 10,000, I'll be surprised. You never know. You never know what animes might come out, what might attract more people, and we react to other things, and we'll just kind of go from there. But I appreciate you guys. Like, share, favorite, subscribe. Stay safe out there. Wash your hands. And as always,